6 amazing facts about coffee you probably didn't know. We all love coffee for its taste, aroma, and mood-boosting effects. But how much do you really know about that delicious beverage that has become a part of your morning routine? Pour yourself a cup and find out 6 delightful facts about your favorite drink. A coffee bean is a seed of the flowering bush-like plant and the source for coffee. It is the pit inside the sweet red or purple fruit often referred to as a cherry. Once ripened, they're picked, processed, and dried. Fruits itself are sweet, so they are often juiced. Each cherry contains 2 or 3 seeds, which the average person would recognize as coffee beans. So, the beans we roast, grind and brew to make coffee are actually the seeds of cherries. Fact number 2. Johann Sebastian Bach wrote a whole cantata about coffee. Johann Sebastian was such a big coffee lover, that in 1735, he even wrote the whole miniature comic opera about coffee addiction, known as the Coffee Cantata. This is a story about a coffee-addicted girl and her grouchy father. The father is apparently disgruntled due to his daughter's devotion to coffee. She has to have it 3 times a day or she would be in anguish. He bargains with her, punishes her, and cajoles her to give up coffee, while the daughter says she would literally become so upset that she would be like a dried-up piece of roast goat. When her father gives her an ultimatum, she lies to please him. While he's out finding her a husband, she secretly tells potential suitors they must let her drink coffee if they want to marry her. Another great composer, Beethoven, also had a passion for the drink. He was such an ardent coffee lover, that he'd count 60 beans per cup before making his brew. Fact number 3. We drink a lot of coffee. According to the Wikipedia, over 2.25 billion cups of coffee are consumed in the world every day. Over 90% of coffee production takes place in developing countries, mostly South America, while consumption happens mainly in the industrialized economies. The average American spends $1,208.43 per year if he doesn't buy coffee on the weekends. About 64% of Americans drink at least 1 cup of coffee on a daily basis. The most expensive coffee is made by cat poop. Kopi Luwak is the most expensive coffee in the world. It comes from Indonesia, and is made from beans digested from the Asian palm civet. In other words, it comes from cat poop. As the cherries pass through the digestive tracts, many important chemical reactions happen, and the coffee cherries are broken down by the enzymes inside the civet. From there, the feces of the civet cat are harvested along with the intact beans. The beans are then washed, dried, and prepared for roasting. The original Kopi Luwak is being sold for €350 and higher per kilo. Fact number 5. Coffee is your liver's friend. Everyone knows that if you drink too much wine your liver won't be happy. But drink coffee regularly, and you might just undo some damage. According to a study from Reuters of 430,000 participants, increasing your coffee intake by at least 2 cups dramatically decreases your risk of liver cirrhosis, or chronic liver damage, that could lead to liver failure. The chemistry behind this is when your body digests caffeine, it produces a chemical called paraxanthine that slows the growth of the scar tissue involved in fibrosis. That may help fight liver cancer, alcohol-related cirrhosis, non-alcohol-related fatty liver disease, and hepatitis C. Multiple studies have shown that coffee can lower the risk of cirrhosis by as much as 80%. Those who drank 4 or more cups per day felt the strongest effect. Remember, though, that the recommendation of the World Health Organization about daily coffee intake is limited by 3 to 4 cups per day. Fact number 6. Coffee was discovered by a herdsman. The old legend says that coffee was discovered by a herdsman named Khalid in Ethiopia more than 1,000 years ago. One day Khalid came to pick up his goats to the village late in the evening, but didn't find them in their usual place. So, he started looking for them, and when he found them, he noticed that his goats were getting crazy energetic eating the small red fruit of a bush he has never noticed before. So, Khalid tried the fruits himself and liked the effect. Later he brought unknown fruits to an Islamic monk, but the monk disapproved and threw them into a fire, prompting the familiar smell of delicious coffee. Everyone panicked and raked the beans to save them from the flames, then ground them, dissolved them in hot water, and voila! The world's first cup of coffee was born. Later monks realized that coffee was useful, because they could stay up all night and pray. Then, they spread the word to other Ethiopian monks and further. By the way, wild coffea plant is still growing in Ethiopia. Hope you liked the video. Enjoy your coffee, and see you next time.